Hi, you're going to be hearing from the Christ the King Reentry Task Force. As members of Christ the King, we are so fortunate. Even in this time of pandemic, while our church building has been closed, our church community has remained open, active, and vibrant. Our amazing pastors, council, and staff have been resilient, creative, and patient. This trial has tested our faith and grown the fruits of the Spirit, reminding us that the church never has been and never will be just a building, but it is the people.
We know that all of us yearn to be back together again in person. For the past several months, the Reentry Committee, made up of a cross-section of our CTK community, including those who have dealt with the pandemic directly, including healthcare providers and professionals, teachers, and has been meeting virtually to discuss how best to do this safely for all. We have listened to guidance from Wisconsin Council of Churches, the ELCA, the CDC, the Wisconsin Department of Health, and considered other churches' plans as well as the physical and spiritual health of the congregation.
The principle of all are welcome has been a guiding light at Christ the King throughout this tumultuous year, in a pandemic that has lasted longer than many had first considered. As affirmed by our church council, our commitment to taking care of the most vulnerable among us has never wavered. While some churches around us may be choosing to return to in-person worship, with the burden rates high in our communities, those who are at most risk, pregnant moms, families with infants, elderly, and the immunocompromised people, they may be discouraged from attending because it would not be safe for them to do so.
Therefore, in order to value all our partners in ministry, Christ the King has made the decision to wait and gather in person for indoor worship until the burden rates in our communities are low, meaning that then all will have the opportunity to safely gather while following mitigation recommendations from the CDC, such as masking and physical distancing. As a committee, we cannot in good conscience recommend in-person worship at this time without excluding many members of our congregation due to risk. With burden rates currently at high and moderately high levels in the three main counties we draw from, Outagamie, Winnebago, and Calumet, we are choosing to wait to gather in person until we can truly say all are welcome.
We all want this to come quickly because we miss worshiping together in person. And the good news is there are things you can do to help. You can limit your exposure, maintain 6 feet of distance for those who don't live in your home, wear a mask whenever you are with others not in your household, and get vaccinated when it's your turn. All of these things have an impact on the burden rate and can mean we can get together sooner.
So what can you do now? Christ the King is currently in phase 1 based on burden levels, and we have prioritized the activities that are hardest to create virtually, our small group ministries. Small groups of 20 or fewer, coordinating with the office, can begin gathering in the church building, maintaining social distance and masking, to resume their ministries in person. We are excited to be able to begin these in-person ministries and look forward to being able to expand access as burden rates decrease.
We have several phases to go through before gathering together in person in our sanctuary, in order to make sure that when we do, that all of our partners in ministry have the option to attend. There will be some intermediate phases as laid out in the reentry plan, but do keep in mind that throughout all these phases, you are vital.
We rely on you to do what you can to help reduce coronavirus spread in the community, but also attend virtually in the parking lot on Sundays in Lenten and Holy Week services. And also to serve by helping ushers, parking for the parking lot service, distribute drive-up communion, read scripture, and participate in many other roles. most of all, by praying for the spiritual and physical health of all.
This reentry team is committed to continuing the conversation, guided by recommendations from the Wisconsin Council of Churches and other resources. As conditions change and science advances, we will adapt and adjust our phases so that we can make informed decisions to keep us all safe, while hopefully hastening the day we can worship together in person again. You can find the full details of the reentry plan on our church website at www.christ-the-king.org/re-entry.html. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding as we hold each other in faith, and look forward to a time when all are welcome to gather again. May God be with you.